Now let's take you back to the morning's top story. Action has been taken against a teacher at the Northwest School accused of racism. The province's MEC for Education addressed protesters who gathered at the large school Schweizerenica this morning, and anger was sparked by a photograph of young black and white children sitting at separate tables. Now, our reporter Govan Whittles joins us now live from the school in the Northwest. Govan, we were listening live to the MEC there just a short while ago, and he announced the immediate suspension of the teacher of that particular classroom there. Plenty of reaction on social media around the teacher, in fact, being a scapegoat in what most likely is a case of institutionalized racism.
Well, that's certainly what the community here in Schweizerenica are saying, Michelle. But as you've said, the MEC arrived here this morning following that post on social media, and he's decided with his HOD to suspend Elena Barkhuizen. That's the grade R teacher who was overseeing the class where that alleged incident of racism happened. But for more on that meeting that he had with the school's principal, governing body, and some of the other concerned protesters and parents of pupils, we are now joined by the MEC of Education in the Northwest, Mr. Selo Lehari. MEC, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. Could you just tell us about how that meeting went and what was discussed and what your decisions are?
Thank you very much. Firstly, let me condemn highly what happened yesterday. We are sorry about that, and we are not happy as the department. I came here this morning to address for what happened yesterday in this school, where we are told there were white learners and black learners in the class. As you have seen on the social media, white learners were sitting next to the table, whereas black learners behind those white learners. Now, we are told that arrangement was done because of the grade R learners. They can't understand English and Afrikaans. So in other ways, they were teaching black learners separately and white learners separately. To us, it does not give sense. We have come to a conclusion that after consulting the HOD and the director here, we have suspended the teacher affected, pending investigation and finalization of the case. When I'm speaking to you, the teacher is no more here. She will go home with full pay, pending investigation and finalization of the case.
But from your department's perspective, is this a case of racism?
Yes. From the information I got from the meeting, it seems there are a lot of cases here of racism. That is why I've promised the community that I'm coming back next week for 2 days. And also I will send a team to do investigation in all schools in Mamusa, primary, secondary, to deal with issue of racism in totality.
The community, when you addressed them, raised several concerns about what they said had been previous cases of racism. And on the other side of that, the parents of some of the pupils here are saying, particularly the white pupils, are saying that they don't believe that there is racism at the school and that they haven't had incidents like these in the past. From your meeting and the information that you were able to extract from the officials, what is the reality?
The reality is that from that meeting, we are going to investigate, and the investigation will give us a result. But one can believe that there is racism around here, but let's confirm it after investigation.
If you're saying there's a case of or examples of institutionalized racism over a period of time at the school, why then have you not taken action against the principal?
The case of the teacher is very clear to take a decision now, immediately. But the case of the principal, we must have 2 to 3 days just to verify certain issues, clarify ourselves, from there we'll take a decision. For now, the principal is still here. Next week I'm coming here and we'll take a decision. Either also the principal have to be suspended or not.
The residents also raised concerns about the number of teachers here at the school that are white, and they're saying that since the grade R teacher has been suspended, Elena Barkhuizen, you should replace her with a black teacher. Have you found that the residents' concerns are correct, and will you give them their request?
I think the best way of dealing with this matter, you don't have to single one teacher. If you want, you have to balance teachers in these schools. either white or black, to deal with it in totality. Not only for that one. And there is a procedure of appointing teachers. Even if we want a black teacher here, we have to follow that procedure. But I think I must come back here and do some transformation in terms of appointment of teachers in schools, especially in Mamusa. I mean, 19 teachers, including the principal, white until the last teacher. To me, does not work well. So I will find a way, legally, not emotional, because you can't replace a wrong thing with a wrong thing. So we'll do what we can do in the province, not only here, to make sure that every person is eligible to be appointed. I'll be happy one day if a school of many learners who are white, many teachers who are white, the principal is a black person. Vice versa to a school of black learners, black teachers, a principal is a white person. So that this thing of being a rainbow nation is reality.
This morning we also saw the parents of the white pupils arrive at the school after the protesters arrived to come and basically take their children out of class in response to the protest. But while they were doing that, a number of parents, particularly of the white pupils, arrived here wearing bulletproof vests, some of them also brandishing firearms. The community has raised concerns about that. What is your response to that, and what will you do?
I was surprised. In fact, when I arrived here, I was thinking they are police. To find out no, there are no police. Immediately after addressing the community meeting, I met them. I've arranged a meeting with them for next week. I can't pronounce now the purpose of the meeting, but I'm meeting them next week because you can't replace racism with another racism. Secondly, you can't come to a meeting addressing people, whereas some of the community members are outside with guns and they are not police. So I've talked to them. We are meeting next week so that I must bring them together. At the end of the day, there must be stability and unity.
What were their concerns when you met with the parents of the white pupils?
I met part of the parents of the white people, not all of them. They are concerned, they are saying no. They were thinking they are learners, they are kids, they are not safe. They got information from somebody from the school, they rushed to the school to save their learners. They said they were here to save their learners.
Okay, considering everything that's happened since yesterday and the allegations of racism and your investigation, the community says you are now going to the high school, but what is your next step and why are you going there?
I got the information here that no, racism here is not like in that high school. There is worse. So I'm going there to meet the principal and management to inform them that when we come here for investigation, they are also part of the investigation.
Thank you so much. That's the MEC of Education in the Northwest, Sello Lahari, speaking to us about his meeting with the principal and some of the decisions that he has taken. Michelle.